hip-hop gamer show. What it is, hip-hop gamer show.
Yo, 1 2 1 2. It's the one and only hip-hop gamer, Hot 97, GameStop, aka Mr. Shots Fired. You already know how it goes down. Listen, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. First off, I know a lot of people may get tired of Assassin's Creed coming out every year, just like how Call of Duty comes out every year, and people kind of, you know, feel like it gets stale or loses that hype that it once had. No, I'm hyped all over again, looking at not only the trailer, but the pre-alpha gameplay footage that they just released. Yo, I'm gonna break it down right now, and one of the first things I want to talk about is the announcement of no multiplayer. Now, a lot of people, you know, it's something that John Riccitiello said, the former president over at EA, and he was talking about in the industry nowadays in terms of consoles and just the development. It's becoming like a Me Too type of thing. So if you see one game do something and they're successful at it, everybody want to do the same thing, have that same carbon copy effect, because they think it's going to be successful for them too, because they want to make them millions of dollars and stuff like that. But everything that works for this doesn't mean it's going to work for that. Not every game needs multiplayer, and you got to think from a development standpoint. If you're trying to force a game to have multiplayer just because Call of Duty is so successful at it, so on and so forth, you may do more damage to your game than good. And the reason why I say that is because in this generation right now, a lot of people, they look at a game as if it don't have replay value, then it's like, why am I buying it? Not realizing the game itself, whether it has multiplayer or not, still has replay value. Because a good game is a good game, and you will always play a good game. Just like a music song, just like you listen to music, just like you watch a movie or whatever. A good movie is a good movie. You're gonna watch it all the time. That's the replay value. Being good is the replay value. You don't need multiplayer to define that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm happy that they took this step, because now they can focus more on the actual story and the single player and just getting the game done. Because a lot of times when you look at Assassin's Creed and other games that implemented and took time out to put multiplayer, the game itself didn't turn out that good. For example, one of my favorite games, God of War, my favorite franchises, God of War Ascension, when that game came out, I like the game, don't get me wrong, but it's probably one of the worst God of Wars that ever came out, and that was the only one that had multiplayer. You see what I'm saying? Multiplayer is not needed for every game. The multiplayer doesn't justify replay value. Good games have replay value. The Order, 1886, I could play that game 7, 8 times all over again because I love the game that much. Just like somebody can watch Star Wars 27 times because they love the movie so much. You feel me? Good quality is what makes anything replayable. So I'm so glad that they did that, because just by looking at the footage and the trailer and the story and everything like that, the game looks incredible. And I think that the energy behind the game is even better, simply because they're not focusing on multiplayer. Because I'm not sure if that's something that they wanted to do initially over at Ubisoft. I think they just did it because they thought that was the in-style thing, the Me Too-ism that John Riccitiello was talking about, you know, former EA. So no multiplayer for Assassin's Creed. That's a good sign in my opinion. I just can't wait to see a great game. Let's move on to the next bullet point. The next thing I want to talk about is the graphics. Graphically, the game looks really, really good in its pre-alpha state. But what blew me away in terms of the way the game looked is how proportioned and spacious and structured the environment is. Things doesn't look so out of place or whatever, so to speak. Like when you're playing the game, from what I saw, you know, whether it's the people walking down the block or the chariots in the street, the fighting, like everything that, you know, even the cities, the buildings, what makes it come alive. Everything seemed to be in order, everything seemed to be believable. It didn't look reckless. And to me, the reason why that gets me excited is because it allows you to see things better. It's just like if you go to somebody's house and it's like junky or something like that. If you go to somebody's house that's junky and it looks all disorderly, it's hard to appreciate what's in there because it looks all scrambled up. But once it's clean and you put everything out and it's spacious and you just see everything that it has to offer, now it's like, wow, yo, it looks amazing because I can see why it's great. And that's the feeling that I get just from looking at the city, the things that's in it, what's being done. It looks phenomenal. The character models, like just the style with the top hat, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. You know, having the character switch between male and female, you know what I'm saying? That's dope right there. I would love to see a black assassin come into the fold too. Not just from an add-on standpoint, because we had the add-on on I believe it was Black Flag. We had the add-on character and you played as a black character, and that was amazing. I actually enjoyed that with those slaves and the way they did it. But just for the major part of the game, you know what I'm saying? Not an add-on, but the major part of the game, it'd be nice for the next one or whatever to have a black protagonist. I thought that would be pretty cool. Or, you know, even an Asian protagonist, like just something different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just something different. That's just my thing. But other than that, the character looks amazing. I love the way his beard is cut. Like, all of that. It looked crazy. So, I'm excited from the overall look of the game. So that's a big plus. And just by looking at it, it feels like they was that much more excited to make it. Another gameplay addition that I really love about this game from what I saw is the grappling hook. Because when you're playing the game and stuff like that, out of all the other Assassin's Creed, you always had to climb and everything like that. And this one, you know, it speeds up that process, or it gives you just a different option to the process. Being able to grapple and zip line to different buildings, it just adds more variety to what the game is about and how you travel and how you traverse the actual landscape. You know what I'm saying? And that right there is important and is needed, and it's about time. The reason why I say this is because no matter how fun a game is, if you do the same things for too long, it can get boring. It can become repetitive. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that could be a bad thing to the consumer. So you always want to give options to something that you're doing almost 100% of the game. Just like in a shooter, you're going to be shooting like 100% of the time in the game because it's a shooter. So it's great to have a lot of different guns or different ways to use guns or just variety. You know what I'm saying? When the main part of the game is being an assassin, you gotta climb in stealth and stuff like that. So this game brings that variety, which makes it more fun to play, and what makes it more creative because you can think differently because you have these options. That right there is crazy to me. I'm so glad that they did that. The grappling hook is going to be something I use a lot, I can tell. Especially when you need to escape. That's going to be very important. The next thing I want to talk about is the actual fighting. And what I loved about the fighting is that even in the pre-alpha footage when they was talking about the fighting system, it's a lot faster and much more responsive than ever before. Confirmed. That's what they said. So I'm very excited about that because one thing about Assassin's Creed, especially Unity, I really didn't like the fighting too much. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't that it was bad. It's just that when you're fighting a group of people, it's just like if you're playing Batman Arkham Asylum or something. When you're fighting a group of people and you gotta punch and counter and do all these other things, you want it to be responsive, you want to feel fun, you want to feel like Batman, like, you know what I'm saying, beating all their ass. Now, in Assassin's Creed, it feels like it's not as responsive, so even when I'm fighting a whole lot of people, I'm always getting cut, I'm always getting hurt. It's like I can't evade, it feels a bit stiff, and I feel like I'm getting hit with things I shouldn't be getting hit with in terms of when I push the button and the time it takes to respond. And that right there is, it takes away the fun of the game because don't get me wrong, if I get killed, I get killed. That's cool. But if the game doesn't feel as responsive, then it feels cheap a bit. Like you feel, and everything is timing. You know what I'm saying? In a fight or in anything, everything is timing. And if the timing ain't right or the timing don't feel right or if it feels a bit delayed, it destroys the entire process of enjoying the battle. You see what I'm saying? This game, not only from what the developers said, but the way it looks. Like, you see like, pat, 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 hook, boom, pow, shoot in the face, gangster. It was that in the trailer, I was like, I want to do that all day. I want to play that and do that all day. Like it looked more alive. I ain't played yet, but it looks that much more alive. What the hell? Like this, yo. This Assassin's Creed, I'm extra excited for. It looks phenomenal. Like it really looks that great, man. Like crazy. Let's move on. Another thing I want to talk about is the actual aiming. You know what I'm saying? So in this game, just like in any other Assassin's Creed, you know, you can throw darts that can make the players go against each other and stuff like that. You got, you know, smoke grenades and, you know, all types of, you know, cool things you could throw out. This one, it seems like the aiming, just from looking at it, the aiming seemed a bit more on point. You know what I'm saying? Accurate. It seemed a bit more fun to use that aspect of your artillery. You know what I'm saying? In terms of you as a fighter and going up against these enemies. Another thing is the environment. I love the fact that you can use the environment to destroy your enemies, so you don't even have to move sometimes. You can see some barrels in the sky, boom, shoot it out, boom, kill them, head gone, bam. Like, yo, they doing a hell of a job with this title right now. Like seriously, they doing a hell of a job. I'm very excited. I can't wait to play it. I think it's incredible for what I'm seeing. The next thing I want to talk about is the actual line map. So when they got chariot, now I know they're gonna have like a mini game maybe or something like that, but they got chariot races. It was also Grand Theft Auto joint. So you see the dude come in, punch the person off the chariot, take the chariot, they going. You know what I'm saying? Running. You know, like, you know, taking the horse and moving them left and right and stuff like that. And there's a little line, like a white line. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, it look like a Coke line, if you know what I mean. So it's like a little line that lets you know, make a left, make a right, or do this or do that to follow the person that you're trying to follow and catch up to and everything like that. That right there is great. And another thing is, like I was saying before, the environment being all spacious, it's like, yo, like having those chariot races in this spacious environment and just seeing the battle, you see the wear and tear on the chariot happening before your eyes, just the damage. Oh, yo, Ubisoft, kid, like it's crazy. It's like, I'm loving what I'm seeing. The energy is crazy, man. Like I can't wait to do my interviews at E3 on this game. Like I'm just very excited. Then another thing I want to talk about, this be the last thing, is game battles. Like I love this whole territorial gameplay. It reminds me of Saints Row and you know, Grand Theft Auto, how you can take over territories and all this other stuff. I love that angle that they got in this game simply because of the fighting style, the weaponry, and the setting is just different to watch it. It makes me think of Tombstone and all them old cowboy classics. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god, like yo, I can't wait. Like even with Red Dead Redemption when they had like the face-offs, yo, I can't wait. It's gonna be crazy. So they got game battles and that looks dope. It looks epic actually. And you know, you see, you know, y'all all squared up, lined up, then take the guns out, start fighting. It's just, yo. Like, congratulations to Assassin's Creed, the whole Ubisoft team. Syndicate, this look like it's gonna be probably one of the best Assassin's Creeds, if not the best, just from looking at it, seeing how they're elevating their the genre of this assassin style game, and no multiplayer seems to be a good way to go. You know what I'm saying? So one love, God bless the one and only hip hop gamer, Hot 97, GameStop. That's what we do, man. The best right here. Peace.